1/3 of the American population of adults have less than $5,000 set aside for retirement. 21% of Americans have no money set aside. Nothing for retirement. It's amazing. It's just something to really ponder on. This is where we are as a society. That there are so many people, and the last number that came out says 51 million Americans cannot even pay their bills. They cannot afford their basic cost of living. 51 million Americans. And depending on the stats out there that you look at, it ranges anywhere from 45 to 55% of Americans are on some form of welfare, some form of government assistance, some form of something. They're getting help somewhere. So roughly half of Americans are getting help because they need help, because they can't afford all their cost. That's also very shocking. The reason for this video is very simple. For the young people watching, don't forget these words I'm going to tell you. The earlier you can start saving for retirement, the easier it is. That's a fact. Number 2, the more consistent that you save, the easier it is to reach your goals. That's a fact. And lastly, the more money that you can put in when you do make a contribution. It could be weekly or monthly or bi-monthly, however you have it set up. Once again, it's going to be that much easier in the long run on you to save to make your goals. So start early, be consistent, and be generous in the amount that you set aside. And everybody has different numbers of what they can afford. But consider, if you can, somewhere between 10 to 20% of your paycheck. Just tuck it away. It's going to be kind of difficult some months. And before you get too aggressive with saving for retirement, you want to build up your emergency fund. Whatever that amount is to you that makes sense to you and your family. But going back to retirement, there's a lot of people that can't even think about saving money because they can't even afford the cost of living currently. And so I just want to ask one question about this. Why is that? And also I want to ask you guys why you think it's that way too. Now, there's a lot of theories about this. That the elite are attacking the middle class and the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And that is somewhat true on a lot of levels. There's a lot of disparity out there. There's some jobs that pay crazy amounts and other jobs that are very respectable pay almost nothing. And it doesn't make a lot of sense of why some jobs pay so little. But it's just a fact. But I think for me, the answer is that the family is under attack and has been under attack for years, if not decades. Lots of government incentives have destroyed and broken down the foundations of what it means to actually have a family. Look at all of the single parents out there. Look at all of the children being raised by their grandparents or their aunts and uncles. It's quite shocking. Quite shocking. And when you have households that are divided or that there's a lot of stress, don't you think that's going to impact those children? Of course. They're not going to be able to study in school very well. They're going to be distracted. When they get a little older, they're not going to have the same priorities to plan for the future. They're going to be more used to just thinking about the now. And so for a lot of those children, when they grow up, they're just focused on paying the bills, doing the minimum, just getting through life. And I see that a lot more than my generation. My generation wants to get ahead a little bit. They want to have a little cushion. They want to feel safe and secure. But it seems like the modern day families are just more focused on what is the minimum that I have to do to get by, because I'm so stressed out. My life is so imbalanced that I can't handle anymore. So what do you think about that? I would love to hear your comments on that and what you think is some of the underlying problems in our society. Thanks for watching this video. Hope everyone's well. You guys take care.